Age of Extinction is a Transformers movie that often gets lost in the shuffle among the crowd of admittedly very samey-feeling giant robot films. Not as fresh as the first one, not as god-awful as the second one, and not as Nimoy as the third one. Still, it's got a lot going for it, not the least of which are some particularly inspired bits of conflict. Mankind has grown fed up with the constant and costly battles between the two Transformers factions, and so a shadowy government group has reverse-engineered enough Cybertronian tech to begin systematically hunting down each and every one of the Transformers, with no regard as to who is friend or foe. I have to hand it to the writing team. That scene where Ratchet is chased down like a scared rabbit and executed in cold blood despite his pleas for mercy is genuinely horrifying. Unfortunately, I can't say the same about the main villain because this guy... Lockdown comes off as the edgy, grim, dark, overbearing villain that every angsty 14-year-old used to doodle in their notebooks, which, considering this film's target demographic, I suppose is appropriate. It's a shame, because Lockdown in the source material was cool. A cunning, suave, interstellar bounty hunter whose only driving motivation was money, and the chance to steal upgrades for himself from his victims. The conflict between animated Lockdown and animated Ratchet makes for really entertaining TV, so I definitely recommend checking that out if your experience with the character only extends as far as the live-action movies. As far as the good guys go, there is a slew of new faces among the Autobot ranks because Age of Extinction actually serves to wipe the slate clean of all the older characters you kind of sorta liked and introduce an entirely new cast of characters you probably won't. Yay! Okay, that's not entirely fair. Crosshairs is pretty cool, more personality than a lot of the previous Autobots if I'm being honest. And Hound, voiced by John Goodman, is great, because he's voiced by John Goodman. And as far as I'm concerned, that man can do no wrong. Drift, though, ugh. Look, just go read IDW's More Than Meets the Eye series, then come back and ask me what I think about movie Drift. If I've got any complaints about the cast of Age of Extinction, it's their hyper-aggressiveness. From the moment they step on screen, they shout and posture and wave guns around at each other like they're auditioning for that one scene from the Boondocks that I'm not allowed to mention by name. Each and every one of the Autobots in this movie comes off as a complete jerk at one point or another. It's like the writer spent so much time trying to make them edgy and cool that they forgot to make them likable. We also got a new human buddy, Cade, because I guess Shia had just outlived his usefulness at that point. Mark Wahlberg takes his place, who I hear was a very happening actor at the time.
What? No!
Full disclosure, he's actually my favorite non-Charlie human protagonist. Sorry, Shia. I just really like how Cade fits into the story, an eccentric inventor and single father who unwittingly repairs Optimus Prime, and later throws in his lot with the Autobots as they work to take down the shadowy organization that threatens them all. Sam and Prime's relationship was more like a father and son, but Cade and Optimus feel more on similar emotional footing, like two dads talking face to face. Cade is trying to protect his daughter, while Prime is trying to save what's left of the Autobots. Prime has had his faith in humanity shaken, which is understandable because I don't know if you've noticed, but we kind of suck. Prime questions the point in fighting to save humanity, but Cade has a brilliantly worded answer, which is so good that I'm going to read it out word for word. What do you think being human means? That's what we do. We make mistakes. Sometimes, out of those mistakes come the most amazing things. When I fixed you, it was for a reward. That was it. That was why. The money. And it was me making a mistake. Without it, you wouldn't be here. So even if you got no faith in us, I'm asking you to do what I do. I'm asking you to look at all the junk and see the treasure. You gotta have faith, Prime, in who we can be. That's about as deep as the movie gets, though. Because after that, we're back to our regularly scheduled programming of robot battles, giant lasers, and city-leveling bombs. Which is a-okay with me because it's all good fun, and Age of Extinction has got plenty of explosive and visually stunning set pieces to satisfy that lizard part of your brain that just wants to watch things go boom. There's also something with Galvatron and swords and the Dinobots, who were criminally underutilized, by the way. Overall, Age of Extinction might not be the best Transformers movie, but it's far from the worst. It's got a unique plot and feel to it, and if you go into it with the right mindset, expecting a fun ride but not necessarily a masterpiece, you might just enjoy it. And hey, if you enjoyed this style of content, just let me know and I might come out with more in the future. Either way, thanks for watching, and for all things nostalgia, keep it here on Rand Durand.
Looks like the humans found your hideout. Subtlety never was your strongest suit.